Hello everyone, thank you for joining the OnBase Mobile for Tablets webinar. A couple of housekeeping items before we get started. These webinars are recorded. Also, if you have any questions, please put those in the question panel and we will answer those at the end of this webinar. So let's go ahead and get started. OnBase Mobile for Tablets. So this is for people who need access on the go, but it's often asked, what application should we be using? So I want to go over a couple of the OnBase modules, mobile modules that are available. So before we get started with that, in case you have not heard, we do have an OnBase webinar series going on for 2020. Listed on the screen here are the upcoming webinars, so please go onto our website and sign up for any of these. If you are unable to attend the webinars, we do have them posted online after the webinar is over. One in particular that I like to call out is the migrating report services to reporting dashboards. This webinar is on March 4th. I find this one to be rather important because HYLAND is sunsetting the report services module. So it's a good idea to start looking at converting your report services reports over to reporting dashboards if you have any of those. So feel free to join us. And then a little bit about myself. So my name is Cailen Myers. I'm one of the senior OnBase consultants for RPI. I have been supporting OnBase for over 10 years, designing, implementing, upgrade, pretty much anything OnBase. I've been doing it, so it's been a fun 10 plus years now. I do specialize in healthcare and integrations with our EMR and ERP systems. I have a couple OnBase certifications: system admin, advanced system admin, workflow, engineer, and then I also have a few Epic certifications as well. And on a more personal note, I am a mom to 3 Siberian Huskies. In my free time, I do like baking and scrapbooking, but you will hear this lovely voice multiple times throughout these series. So now you get to know a little bit about me. But let's go ahead and jump in. So our agenda today will be our OnBase Mobile Healthcare Mobile Briefcase, OnBase Mobile, the AP Invoice Approval app, and then any questions and just an overview of what we looked at today. So before we break down each of the mobile applications, I just wanted to take a moment to let everyone know that right now HYLAND does have a focus on the development of their mobile offerings. So right now, any clients that are using OnBase Foundation would have to use the OnBase 18 application server and mobile broker. They have not moved mobile into their foundation yet. So I do find this rather important because if anyone is moving to OnBase Foundation, which hopefully most of you are, you would need to keep the mobile clients on version OnBase 18 until they make the move to the foundation for these. And then keep in mind, if everything else is on OnBase Foundation, of course, any of the new features on the Unity form that you have with OnBase Foundation would not be capable to be used on the mobile 18. So just keep that in mind. If you're building a Unity form and foundations, you definitely would want to make sure you're not using any new feature or functionality if you're planning on using that Unity form on the OnBase 18 mobile applications. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started here. So the OnBase Mobile Healthcare. Pretty much healthcare says it all, right? So if you are in the healthcare organization, this would probably be a pretty good application for you to go ahead and look into. OnBase Mobile Healthcare is a mobile app that is used for registration, e-capture, bedside clinical consent form signing, and it also integrates with the Epic Haiku Canto app. It is also, it includes a companion desktop application for form packets. This allows you to be able to retrieve complete patient information from a mobile device by using the OnBase Mobile Healthcare app. So now your clinicians can view all content relative to a patient directly from their mobile device. So you now have access to a more complete patient information. You can securely capture images, signatures, and patient data. And then you also have more support, informed decisions and diagnosis. The OnBase Mobile Healthcare application actually has 3 different modes. And I wanted to kind of discuss each one of these so that way you know how your system needs to be licensed and what one you would want to use. So the first one is the standalone mode. This mode allows you to work with the OnBase patient window. It is a standalone application on the OnBase Mobile Healthcare app, and it does provide medical staff the mobile access to the patient record on an Android or iOS device. So if you guys are familiar with the OnBase patient window, it's where you're able to retrieve all the OnBase documents related to that patient's chart. You can search for things, like I said, patient records, create Unity forms, image forms, and also upload photos with this standalone mode. You do need to be licensed for the clinical consents, so make sure you know that when you go to use this mode. Our second mode is the integrated mode. So this is where I was referring to a few slides ago. OnBase Mobile Healthcare app, the application can integrate with the Epic Canto and the Epic Haiku applications. So this would be an Epic integrated OnBase solution. It does have the same functionalities as a standalone mode, but of course then you're also getting the Epic integration. So as you can imagine, this is pretty critical for any provider to be able to integrate with their Epic application to see the patient's information. And then lastly is the patient registration mode. This mode actually will integrate with front office scanning. So if you're using that for any of your registration areas, this would be in conjunction with that. The patient registration mode will present a pre-configured Unity form or image form for the patients to sign on a mobile device. So if you have a patient coming into the registration and maybe you have to have them sign a consent for treatment and a notice of privacy practice, maybe some demographic information, this allows you to provide or hand the patient an iPad or an Android device, and they have a packet of forms that they have to fill out. And the system knows what ones are on file and what ones not on file. So this is really nice for more of the patient being able to fill out the form instead of a registration staff having to wait while the patient's doing it in front of them. And of course, you would definitely need the front office scanning license for this, as well as some other ones. And then the OnBase Mobile Healthcare application, as I said before, is available on iOS devices and Android. The current application that's out there is 18.05 for the iOS and 18.07 for Android. Both of these applications have bug fixes in them, security improvements, Dutch language support. So you'll see here that everything is listed for what is supported and on what modules. Next is our mobile briefcase. The mobile briefcase allows traveling and field employees to take documents and forms offline to work with when they don't have an internet connection. This sounds really amazing for, I'm sure, a lot of insurance companies and other organizations as well. So unfortunately, I am very sad to tell you that as of June 2018, HYLAND has discontinued the sales of the mobile briefcase. I thought this was really important to mention, though, because mobile briefcase is used out there, and I want to make sure that everyone is aware that this is being discontinued. I have listed on here that it is sunsetted in OnBase 18 for Windows and OnBase 19 for iPad, so it does depend on what device you're using as to when the support is or the module is being discontinued. I'm not going to go through all the questions and answers of why HYLAND did it or what licenses are impacted, but these are all on the screen. So please, look at this webinar when we're done, and you can definitely look into why HYLAND decided to make this decision. But I still think it's important to discuss the briefcase because HYLAND is looking at this application when they're deciding their foundation platform for mobile devices. So maybe the mobile briefcase is not going to be available, but features that were benefits for the mobile briefcase may be included in any future mobile applications that HYLAND comes with. So like I said, Mobile Briefcase allows secure offline access to storing encrypted data on the mobile devices. Of course, it would boost field and traveling staff productivity because now you're making forms and documents available while they're online or offline. Business processes are being captured electronically, so that's obviously reducing paper, any type of data errors. Plus, you're getting the documents a lot sooner. If you're then connecting, once you get internet connection, you can just forward the forms or the documents that you created on the Mobile Briefcase app into the system. So there were a lot of nice benefits to the Mobile Briefcase. So hopefully HYLAND does take all these into consideration when building their new mobile platform. And then another one I wanted to discuss was the OnBase mobile application. So OnBase mobile access is for your iOS, Android, Windows, and this would provide workers with easy access to OnBase documents and processes at their convenience while they're on the go. This application seems to be used quite a bit from people I've spoke to in the past. It's pretty much like having your OnBase system on your phone, so you can't go wrong with that. You have immediate approvals, routing decisions. This is going to obviously reduce a lot of time if you're able to access your workflow from your phone, if somebody's traveling out of the office. Of course, it's going to eliminate any dependencies on any separate systems, such as your emails or phone calls. You have real-time interaction with OnBase documents and processes, regardless of where you're located, as long as you have that internet access. It's definitely going to improve any cost, make things more efficient and effective for your OnBase solution. Like I said, you have your documents and processes on the go. You're familiar with workflow already from using it from a desktop. And then, of course, if your company has existing mobile devices that they've invested in, you can obviously leverage those for this module. So a little bit about the OnBase mobile application. They have workflow available. So again, if you're used to using workflow in your organization right now, that feature is available on the mobile devices. Same as before, an OnBase administrator can configure your ad hoc task within the workflow queues. And then when you're configuring the task in the workflow in Studio, there's just a checkbox where it says available to mobile devices. So it's very easy to say that you want this workflow lifecycle or queue to be visible on mobile devices or not. You do not have to have every single workflow lifecycle or queue available on mobile devices. It's completely up to you. So maybe you want travel forms on there, but not any patient information, whatever your organization wants. And then you just launch the OnBase mobile workflow application icon. It routes you to the workflow queues that you have the access to see. So it's the same thing with using the client. And then you can select your ad hoc task and you can route the documents as you would on the clients. Another feature within the mobile app are the custom queries. So again, no different than using a Unity client or the SIG client. You have all your custom queries there to search on. And you would then also have to make those custom queries available to the mobile device as well, and you would need the access to them. On the OnBase mobile application, you can use the upload feature. So as long as you have permissions to use your photos from your device, you would just go to either the photo gallery or your camera, and you can upload an existing photo or take a new photo. You're able to sign documents. You are able to assign a document and index a document. So if you do upload a picture that's already on your device, you can go ahead then and define the document type name and index it with the keywords. And then of course all those photos will go into OnBase. You also are able to access the forms on a device. So if you have a Unity form or an image form, you can access those. Those are really nice for documents that you need signatures on, because then you can have the person you need the signature sign it right there with the touch screen with their finger or a stylus. OnBase Mobile is available to many iPads, iPhones, Androids, Windows, in many versions. So I have all the versions listed out here. There's currently 13 available applications. So of course, you just want to look at what your OnBase system currently is versioned as and what devices you would be using. A couple of the features for each version of OnBase, of course, these are implemented as you go along, but in 15, HYLAND did roll out a URL integration. So the nice thing with this is that you can actually open documents, workflow, new forms from a link that will take you directly to the mobile application. So if you have a link in your email, maybe with this mobile application URL, it will take you directly there and it will open that document or open that workflow for you. So that will also save your users time. OnBase Mobile 16, I mean, there's a lot of features here. I think probably one that a lot of people were pretty excited about was the longitude and latitude coordinates. Those are now saved, the geolocation, so you can see all the features available for OnBase Mobile 16. OnBase Mobile 17, the online feature parity now with OnBase iPads and Windows apps. So now everything is looking the same. All your users are used to it. They can use either device. And then, like I said, there's other benefits to OnBase 17 listed. And then lastly, OnBase Mobile 18, which, like I said earlier, you need to be on this version if you are using Foundation. You are able to use the Touch ID if you have an iPad or an iPhone. And the other feature they added to OnBase Mobile 18 is signature captures. So you're now able to sign images and PDFs. So it's not just the Unity forms or the image forms that you're able to add signatures on. Now you can do it on the images and the PDFs. And there's, of course, more information on that in MRGs, or I would be happy to help you. RPI would be happy to help you. So just reach out to us if you're interested in these features. And then the future of OnBase. So I can't promise you what OnBase Mobile will look like, but all I can tell you is obviously there will be an updated look and feel. They want to make the experience across all device platforms the same and consistent, so it doesn't matter what device you're on, everybody will be familiar with it. And then, of course, there'll be enhancements that will be supported across all the mobile devices. So this is what HYLAND is thinking the future may look like. You cannot promise you it will be, but you can definitely see kind of where they're going with it. It looks very similar to the Foundation, really easy to use. So this is the possible OnBase Mobile future. I do have a demo of OnBase Mobile. I'm not going to actually play it for you guys. It's rather long, but if you want to look at the OnBase Mobile, this demo will show you everything as far as uploading, workflow, queries. It's about 15 minutes long, so please feel free to go ahead and watch this demo when you have time. It will definitely be part of the slides here that we provide afterwards. And then the last mobile application is for the invoice approval app. So of course, this would be more for your accounts payable department. This was announced in OnBase Foundation EP2. So you would definitely need to be on Foundation EP2 in order to use this application. This is obviously targeted, like I said, for the AP areas, and in particularly for the AP automation solutions that were released this past year. So Lawson S3, SAP, JD Edwards, Microsoft Dynamics 365, and Workday. Just a little bit about the AP invoice approval application. Of course, it's going to speed up the payment processing time, increase your visibility, reduce processes that were bottlenecks in the past, and eliminate any common errors. So obviously your employees, your managers, directors, they're able to access these invoices on the go to approve, deny, which then of course will get any invoices paid a lot quicker. So this is what the invoice approval application looks like on the devices. So I know I went through things kind of quickly, but our devices that we're looking at, or apps we're looking at, is the OnBase Mobile Healthcare. So if you are a healthcare organization, this is definitely something you want to look into for your registration documents, any type of forms you need signed, anything along those lines. Your mobile briefcase, if you do not already own it, it's not really a good option to purchase it, as HYLAND is going to be sunsetting that. But just know future mobile applications will have some of the functions and features that mobile briefcase did. If you do currently have mobile briefcase, again, just remember that is only supported on certain devices until OnBase 18. And then we have the OnBase Mobile. So that is an application really that is like having a mini Unity client on your phone. So your workflows, your document retrieval, custom queries, uploading documents, images, that really is truly a application where you can really do OnBase on the go as long as you have that internet connection. And that can also be used in the healthcare environment too. There's organizations that that will fill out the consent forms using the OnBase mobile application just by selecting, creating a new form instead of using the healthcare application. So really the mobile application is for all organizations, healthcare, financial, any of them really I could see valid use for anybody. And then of course the AP invoice approval application that really is for those AP users. So there is definitely a lot of information. I didn't go through every single slide in detail, but there's technical specifications and information on the slide. So please look at this slide after the fact, go through the PowerPoints, determine if you're using one of the mobile apps or what would be best for you. Again, feel free to reach out to us here at RPI. We are happy to help you. I've used quite a few of these mobile apps, so I definitely know quite a bit about how other organizations are using them, how they work. So I'm happy to help anybody who needs that assistance. And then let's see, did anybody post any questions? So I'm going to just wait a minute. If anyone has any questions, please feel free to post those now. I haven't seen any come across yet. Like I said too, please make sure you watch the demo of the actual OnBase mobile application. I think it'll be very helpful if you haven't seen it yet to actually see that visual of the different screens. I have it on an iPad and I have it displaying on my screen so I could capture everything. So you really are seeing exactly what the mobile application looks like. So one of the questions did come through. They were talking about the demo. They want to know where it's located. So it is actually located within this PowerPoint. So there's a slide, and I'm sorry, I'm going to have to go back to it. So slide 26 says that there's a demo, and then on slide 27, I know it just looks like a black screen, but down here at the bottom, you can actually play the demo itself. So I'm just going to start. So you can see here, this is what the mobile application looks like. So hopefully that answered your question. So slide 27 is the demo. And let's see, let's go back. Does anyone else have any other questions? Okay, I will keep watching the question board, but just to save everybody some time, please feel free to contact us here at RPI for a free ROI analysis on your system. We're happy to help you implement any new departments, enhancements, anything you need. We have the expertise on hand. We're happy to help anybody at any time. Part of the free automation assessments that we do, we can identify some enhancements opportunities for any current solutions you have. We can identify opportunities for new solutions and departments. So maybe you're ready to move your HR department to OnBase in conjunction with your ERP system. So we can definitely look at not only OnBase, but possibly some type of integration there. And then we also are happy to help with any type of license or module inventory. Maybe you don't know how to use a module you have or what a certain license is for. We're happy to help with any of those type of things. If you do not want to reach out to us directly, we do have additional resources on our website. So we have, like I said, all upcoming and previous recorded webinars out on our website. There's an OnBase knowledge base, and then there is some information about our professional services as well. So please feel free to look at any of these sites for additional information. Again, like I said, we have the 2020 OnBase webinar series. So we will be touching on multiple different departments, different modules. If you have any suggestions for a particular webinar or module that you would like to see, please contact us. I'd be happy to put something together for you and dig a little bit deeper into a certain module or a certain department for you. We only have everything scheduled till April 29th, so we have some room to create some webinars if anyone's interested in anything. And then a little bit of about RPI. So we currently have over 100 full-time consultants. That does include some project managers and architects. We are based in Baltimore, Maryland. We do have some additional offices in Phoenix, Tampa, and Kansas City. We offer technical and professional services, so technical strategy, architect, new installations, upgrades, migrations, managed services or staff augmentation. We are partners with Infor, Kofax, HYLAND. So if you maybe need some assistance with Infor and not OnBase, feel free to reach out to us. We're happy to help. We are authorized solution providers, so we are able to provide service and licenses for Perceptive, Enterprise Search, Brainware, OnBase. Like I said, I have quite a bit of expertise in the clinical area and some integrations, but we have other members on staff as well that are very knowledgeable when it comes to accounts payable, human resources, student transcripts, applications. We have a large team. We're willing to help you. We work very well together. So if maybe I know the clinical area very well, but I know somebody else knows accounts payable even better, then I will pull in that resource as well for you, as long as we're making your solution better. That's all we care about. So please feel free to reach out to us for anything you need. And that's all I have. So it does not look like any other questions came in. Like I said, please feel free to reach out to us at any time. We're happy to help you. And I hope everybody enjoyed this webinar, and hopefully you'll join us for the next one.